May I come in, sir?
Yeah, come in.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Uma Harathi.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please sit down, Uma.
Thank you, sir.
Make yourself comfortable.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Uma Harathi N.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Harathi, what is Harathi?
Sir, Harathi is the sacred fire that we offer to the goddess or the god in the temple shrines.
Is it Arati?
Harathi. In Telugu, it's called Harathi, sir.
Okay. And what does N stand for?
Sir, it stands for Nukala, my surname, sir.
Okay, please speak a bit loudly.
Yes, sir.
We should hear you comfortably.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The optional is anthropology.
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. Just 1 minute. And you belong to Nalgonda?
I was born there, sir.
Okay.
But currently, I'm living in Narayanpet district, where my father is working at the moment.
Your father is in police service?
Yes, sir.
Is state police or?
State police, sir.
Okay. And is SP?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You done civil engineering from IIT-Hyderabad. Okay. Very good. Does Telangana have any coastal district?
No, sir, it does not. It's a landlocked state.
Okay. But are you aware of the kind of, exposure to cyclones of the earlier Andhra Pradesh state, you say?
Yes, sir. The Andhra Pradesh coast is vulnerable to cyclone. It continues to be fighting the cyclone-related damage in the country, sir.
Now, let me get back to your father's profession. I'm sure you have discussions with him about his profession, policing from time to time.
Yes, sir.
Why is it that the police service doesn't really have a good image in the common public? People, do you think they think highly of police? As far as the image is concerned, what are the issues you see?
Sir, there are two aspects to it, sir. As you have rightly, there are two aspects to this, sir. As you have rightly mentioned, the image is not up to the mark. So I can see two set of issues contributing to this problem. First is the outcomes of policing itself. Policing is currently facing a number of challenges on account of deficit in personnel, infrastructure, and there are also accountability issues. From time to time, we hear about custodial deaths or even minor human right violations. And on the other hand, public perception has not been given a special focus by the police for a very long time. But in the recent time, with the use of technology, the policing outcomes are improving, which is bringing police close to the people. Now we hear about smart policing, friendly policing. On the other hand, public perception management, particularly in Telangana police, has been made a priority. So if somebody calls up Telangana police station, the first thing they hear is, Namaste, how do I help you? So there is a specific help desk to respond better. So with these initiatives, I think we are moving, sir, in the right direction.
Okay. And police is your preference also, IPS?
Second preference.
Oh, second preference. Okay, wonderful. Achha, getting to this, your hobby, practicing yoga.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it? Okay. What is yoga? Let me try to explain what I am asking.
Yes.
I will read one small shloka, which is about yoga, and you please explain. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. You get what I am saying? Yoga karmasu kaushalam. What does it mean, you say?
Sir, I'm not able to interpret the shloka, sir.
This defines yoga, you say.
Sir, I'm not aware of the shloka, but I can give...
How long have you been practicing yoga?
Sir, I learned yoga as a child from my father first and later from a guru. But over the time, I lost touch with it. But in the past 5-6 years, through my UPSC journey, I've rediscovered my interest in it and has been regular, sir.
Okay. Did you do any yoga or pranayam today?
Yes, sir. I practiced 2 pranayam techniques before coming for the
So
interview.
what are the yoga asanas which you practice and what is the pranayam you practice?
Yes. Sir, I practice several classical asanas, but currently,
Name them.
yes, sir. Sir, I start with standing asanas such as Tadasana, Hastapadasana, and then I go to the uh, lying on the floor asanas such as Adho Mukha Svanasana. I also do Virabhadrasana.
Have you heard of Surya Namaskar?
Yes, sir. I'm coming to that, sir.
Please explain what
yes,
is
sir.
Surya Namaskar.
Sir, currently I'm practicing or training for 108 Surya Namaskar challenge that I've taken up with my friend. So Surya Namaskars are sun salutations. We have 12, there are 12 asanas in it,
That is correct.
and we do 12 of them like a set. So generally these are done early in the morning, and before doing each Surya Namaskar or each iteration, we invoke one name of sun god and we perform this.
Oh, good. Do you remember those 12 mantras for each
Yes,
of
sir, I
those
do.
postures?
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Please.
Sir, Mitraya Namaha, Rave Namaha,
Om
Surya.
Mitraya Namah.
Sorry, sir. Yes, sir. Om Mitraya Namaha, Om Rave Namaha, Om Suryaya Namaha, Om Khagaya Namaha, Om.
Bhanve Namah.
Yes, sir. Oh, do not remember them in the order, sir. I memorized
Go
in a
ahead.
particular. Om Khagaya Namaha, Om Pushne Namaha, Om Hiranya Garbhaya Namaha, Om Bhanave Namaha, Om Savitre Namaha, Om Arkhaya Namaha, Om Adithyaya Namaha.
Good. Tell me just one more thing.
Yes, sir.
What is the relationship between lot of these yoga asanas draw their name from animals? Isn't it?
Yes,
and
sir.
also some birds, etc.
Yes, sir.
What is the relationship?
Certainly, sir, many asanas, even Adho Mukha Svanasana, it is directly derived from a pose that we see dogs making when they are relaxing or resting. I think they have been inspired initially by different postures that we see around.
Good. Have you heard of Brahmari Pranayam?
No, sir, I have not.
No.
No, sir.
Okay. Look, over to you.
Well, coming to your hobby, I see exploring why and how of Indian cuisine. Now,
Yes.
why? That's the question. Why Indian cuisine? What is something especially you have found about it?
Sir, growing up, I have been familiar with Indian cuisine. It is more accessible. That is why I focused on Indian cuisine. Not that I'm not interested in any other cuisine. So the ingredients are better available. There is more knowledge about different dishes, the local dishes. That's why I've started with Indian cuisine, I would say, sir.
And you said why. So why is it Indian cuisine you find it healthy diet? What are the healthy diets in the Indian cuisine?
Sir, every cuisine develops in a particular geography and in a particular culture. So it is uniquely suited to the needs of the people in that culture. And coming to the Indian cuisine, yes, sir, I definitely think it is healthy. We have a variety, which in my opinion is the first aspect of a balanced diet. And we also use spices, which have medicinal benefits, and they're also tasty. And yes, sir, I think it is
You must have heard of gluten-free diet.
Yes, sir.
Do you feel that Indian cuisine, most of them are gluten-free, or there is a lot of element of that?
Sir, we do have gluten-free diets or flours, for example. But for example, rice is a gluten-free flour. Even millets are gluten-free. But over time, we have been using wheat flour a bit. But wheat flour is not gluten-free. But we do have gluten-free options in our cuisine, sir.
Okay, let me get some back notes about 10 years back.
Yes.
You belong to Telangana. It was a part of Andhra Pradesh. There were a lot of vegetations. Do you feel they were valid reason for partition, or it is merely the benefit of politicians? They got more ministership and chief ministership. What is your view? Did it really help Telangana?
Sir, could you please repeat the question?
Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Telangana was part of Andhra Pradesh. This division had any benefits, or it was merely to serve the political benefits? So your reaction, was it helpful to Telangana?
Certainly, sir. Telangana was once in a developmental deficit state. In fact, this development deficit gave rise to Telangana movement. The Telangana movement was based on three main pillars, and these are a reflection of the developmental deficit: water, employment, and fund utilization. So, after bifurcation, we have seen Telangana grow well. The GDP of Telangana, the per capita incomes have doubled. So also agriculture was once in a negative territory, and today it is growing at a healthy 12% growth rate. And in the recent times, we have seen Hyderabad become hub of investments, be it in IT sector or be it in life sciences sector, even emerging technologies such as electric vehicle manufacturing. And with so much investments coming, revenues coming, government has been able to invest in welfare initiatives. So there are a number of welfare initiatives such as Raitu Bandhu for small and marginal farmers. There are schemes for women and other marginalized sections. So there are challenges that are still occurring, but I would say on the whole, the state did benefit and it is moving in the correct way.
Okay, now let me shift track. See, in the USA, must say in the world, say Western countries, several big banks have collapsed. Started with Silicon Valley Bank and then the Credit Suisse, and some more are in the line. So, what are the main reasons for collapse of these foreign banks, and what lessons India should learn from this?
So could I take a moment to articulate my? Could I take a moment to think about it?
No, you couldn't get my question.
Yes, sir, I did. Could I take a moment to think
Oh,
about it?
please, carry on, please.
Sir, I see two set of reasons for the collapse of banks. One is the larger macroeconomic factors, and the other are microeconomic or limited to the banking industry. So, if we look at the macroeconomic factors, we have seen the United States central bank has increased the interest rates. And many of the banks had earlier invested in the bonds issued by the government. So government bonds. With the increase in interest rates by the central bank, the price of the government bonds fell. So that means the value or the assets that banks have come down. And also there has been economic slowdown in the past few days. So many startups and many companies are not able to get enough funding. So they are tapping into their own funds, which are put in the banks. So this created a situation of nearly a bank run like situation where clients are going and withdrawing money. On the other hand, sir, micro or bank related factors. In the case of SVB, we have seen that its loan profile is inherently risky. It is lending to very risky startups, which generally do not get funds from elsewhere. And even in the Credit Suisse Bank, there are many reports of governance issues. So both these set of issues have contributed to the failure. And if India has to learn about it, I would say have strengthening our banking sector and being very cautious about regularly conducting stress tests, because in today's
See, that will
Thank
do.
you,
Thank you.
Okay, Miss Uma, you are from Telangana.
yes.
Okay. You did your civil engineering in 2017.
Yes, sir.
What you have been doing since then?
Sir, I've been preparing for civil services exam. I briefly worked as a student mentor at a civil services coaching institute called Civils Daily, and I've also used my time to rediscover my interests. be
This
it
is
in
your first
cooking.
interview?
Second interview, sir.
Second interview.
Yes, sir.
And how many attempts?
Sir, this is my fifth attempt.
Fifth attempt?
Yes, sir.
Second interview. Okay. Nalgonda. Please tell about something, the place, Nalgonda.
Sir, Nalgonda is a border district in Telangana. It borders Andhra Pradesh state. So Nalgonda is uniquely known for having Andhra and Telangana culture together.
Right.
So that is its unique point. And sir, it is an urban district where, it is a rural district where over 60% of the population in rural areas, and it's a highly agrarian district, sir, because 75% of the population is still focusing on agriculture.
What is the main crop there?
Sir, rice and
Rice.
cotton.
And cotton. Okay. Why you want to join civil service?
Sir, it was my father who initially motivated me towards the services, and over time, I realized I want to work in an area where I get to work with people from very different backgrounds and different interests, with a sense of collective vision and collective goals. And I realized civil services as a platform offers me and to do that, and also letting me do my part to the
Have
society.
you followed state budget presented 1 week ago? Telangana budget.
Yes, sir, I
Some
have
highlights,
followed.
1-2 points.
Yes, sir. Um,
No issue. If you don't recall, no
Yes.
problem. I would like to know, you mentioned about the right to Bandhu. Very briefly, not long. What is the crux of the, and why it is so successful, right to Bandhu
Yes, sir.
program of state?
Sir, it is an investment support scheme. It directly transfers about 10,000 rupees per year to every farmer who owns land in the state.
Right.
In Telangana, there are a number of small and marginal farmers for whom investment income was a major problem, and there was a lot of credit or debt burden on account of this.
Okay.
The scheme immediately solved that.
Okay, I got it. Harit Haram, the program is there for the, I think. Please tell me about that, Harit Haram.
Sir, Harita Haram is a program aimed to increase the forest and tree cover of Telangana state. So what makes Harita Haram different is it is made in a very people's movement kind of scheme. So it's not a scheme of any particular department. So all the departments, all the levels of the government are actively involved. And the choice of species is also very local, native species are and some modern techniques such as Japan's Miyawaki technique is also used.
Your state is having the, as a pioneer, I say the first state to give the green budget. Have you any idea about it? What they want to, the philosophy of this green budget is in your state. Tell.
Sir, green budget is set aside, is at the level of local bodies, sir. Each local body is putting aside 10% of its budget as green budget, and this is also one of the reasons why Harita Haram has been successful, sir, because it is enjoying consistent flow of funds and also importance from the administration.
Very briefly, what do you understand by green building? You are a civil engineer.
Sir, green building is a building which reduces the carbon footprint throughout its life cycle. So right from the construction to demolition stage, it should try to minimize the carbon footprint. So it includes many aspects, something as simple as utilizing natural light and wind in placing doors and windows so that we can reduce
My last question is,
yes,
how you think the use of drones for calculating the seepage in a dam? This is the latest technique. I don't know whether you have exposure of these things or not. It's a very difficult task because seepage is a big problem in the dam.
Yes, sir.
And how you think that that technology can be used?
Sir, it is very interesting, sir. I would like to know about it,
Okay,
but
you
I'm
read
currently.
about it.
Yes,
Thank
sir, definitely.
Yes, your name is Harathi.
Yes, sir. Uma Harathi.
Okay, maybe I'm pronouncing it correctly, I hope. Your optional anthropology, very good. Now tell me, what are the main tribal-related problems in India? Or you can include your Telangana state and what government is doing for their welfare,
Sir, when it comes to tribal problems, there are two set of problems which are in a way interrelated. The first is the lack of basic facilities and amenities, whether it comes to education, healthcare, and
Be brief,
yes,
to the point,
yes,
2-3 problems and what government is doing at national level, maybe at your state level.
Yes, sir. So there is deficit in education, healthcare. these facilities. On the other hand, they are also facing problem of land alienation and displacement on account of developmental projects, infrastructure projects. So to address this, we are focusing on improving their education facilities. For example, we have Ekalavya model residential schools. Recently, it was also mentioned in the budget. And we have special scholarships for the tribals. And when it comes to land alienation and displacement, we have enacted Forest Rights Act, which provides legal guarantee to their land.
So you state, do you have any data that how many jobs were given to tribals and what type of welfare schemes were launched?
Sir, in state of Telangana, sir. Sir, I'm not aware of the numbers as to how many jobs are created, but
roughly, I'm not asking exactly, but anyway, you tell me Telangana lies in which seismic zone?
Sir, it is in zone 2, sir, least prone to earthquakes.
So, least prone to earthquakes.
Yes, sir.
What are the reasons for that?
Sir, the Telangana geography or the rock structure is a very ancient plateau. It does not have many fault lines or young fold mountains which could have contributed to seismicity. So, on the whole, it is less prone to earthquakes.
Okay, Telangana is also very suitable for growing millets.
Yes, sir.
So millets is the year, 2023 is the year of millets.
Yes, sir.
So what are the reasons for this and what benefit we will get by growing millets?
Yes, sir. Sir, Telangana is certainly very suitable, sir. In fact, many of the traditional dishes in Telangana are millet based. The reason for this is Telangana is a semi-arid region and millets grow well in such high heat and low water conditions as well. But unfortunately, the millet production in Telangana is just 1% of total country's production. But given the motivation and support from the central government, now there is focus on expansion of millets and millet crops in the states.
So that's why I'm asking why all of a sudden government got so much interested in growing millets.
Sir, as our finance minister rightly mentioned, they are indeed Shri Anna, sir, divine grains. They are good for the consumers because they're very nutritious, and they're good for the producers also because they can grow with
they are very
little.
Good for health.
Yes,
that
sir.
You are not hinting because you cannot manage your good health by eating only wheat and rice.
Yes, sir.
So they provide certain, fiber and
yes, sir.
low glycemic index values. You should read about all these things. Anyway,
yes, sir.
Now tell me, G20 team today is visiting Uttarakhand. So what type of impression they will get from the Uttarakhand? Because CM is very much interested to welcome them. So in what ways you can say the Uttarakhand is unique and they would be impressed, G20 delegation?
Sir, every state in our country has its unique salient features, sir. From my limited understanding of Uttarakhand, sir, it is a Himalayan region. It has a lot of natural beauty, a number of protected area networks.
So CM will show them only forest and hilly areas, or there would be some other promotional activities.
So there would certainly be, but I'm not able to.
Tourism and all that, you should read
Yes.
about it. Anyway, if you become, advisor to your Chief Minister of Telangana, you tell me any 2 programs you will recommend for the betterment of the women or gender equality, whatever you feel like, where women are not really getting their share. Last question.
Sir, the first thing I would say is career guidance at a school level, sir. Currently, there is no career guidance system in the public schools. And I feel if career guidance is provided, that young girls start looking at career from a young age and have plans for themselves. And secondly, strengthening the self-help groups. We have seen that self-help groups are a great way to address women's issues and overall grassroots development. If we can strengthen them, provide them more skills, market access, and all the support required to grow into bigger enterprises, it would be very beneficial. So I would suggest these 2 programs additionally.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Good.
sir.
Uma, who established Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan?
Sir, it was Dr. K. Munshi, a former freedom fighter.
What was Dr. K. Munshi's connection with Somnath Temple?
Sir, to my understanding, he was very vocal about reconstruction of the temple, which was damaged earlier.
Did he have any position or any formal position?
Sorry, sir, I'll read about it.
There was some controversy about the reconstruction of Somnath Temple post-independence. Have you heard about it?
No, sir.
Among our top political leadership?
No, sir.
No, you're not. Okay. You visited Japan for some internship.
Yes, sir.
Give your observations on some differences between the Japanese society and Indian society or workplace or institution, whatever your observations are.
Sir, I visited Japan for a cultural exchange program for a period of 15 days. Sir, I did notice quite a few differences. The first I would say is Japan is very homogeneous culturally. So if we take the language, it's uniform across the length and breadth of the country, and we have a very diverse culture. And so the cuisine is also very different. They have, sir, since it's a developed countries, they have much better amenities, especially the public transport system.
Something about work culture?
Yes, sir. They are known as hardworking people. So wherever we went, we heard
How
this
did it
word.
manifest itself in your own interaction? Some observations.
Sir, wherever we went, we kept hearing the word called Kaizen. Kaizen is about above excellence or continuous improvement. This one word. And secondly, we noticed that employees stay back voluntarily after their work hours and willingly contribute to the work.
What can we do for Indian society so that we are also so excellence oriented, so dedicated, so committed? It is lacking in our society, don't you think?
So this is a value I think we can learn from Japanese, sir. So from the school level itself, if we look at Japanese education system, even in the primary level, they teach them the importance of work and dignity of labor. So the children are seen cleaning their own classrooms or doing their own work, growing gardens, etc.
So from school level itself,
yes,
something
we should,
is being inculcated.
yes, sir.
Very good. Now, some people say India should be or is already a Vishwaguru. What are the attributes of a guru? And do you think we are really on way to become a Vishwaguru?
Sir, a guru is one who shows path to go in a certain direction. So that guiding light. And guru is one who also teaches us certain values so that we can incorporate in our life and make our own journey.
How do we qualify for that?
Sir, in today's world, we have several values we can offer to the world, be it democracy, cultural pluralism, and coexisting in harmony, and our respect for nature and nature worship, which is already incorporated in our culture. So we are already giving this leadership. If we look at International Solar Alliance.
Okay, good. Last question. G20. What are the events planned in Telangana around G20? Because every state and major city has some events. Can you tell us something about that?
Sir, I should look into that, sir.
What are our, what do we seek to achieve from our G20 chairmanship? Main objectives. 1, 2, 3, 4 bullet points.
Sir, consensus around economic problems and what to do about it. And
specifically, more specifically?
Sir, the global recession and debt vulnerability of countries. We are also talking about regulation of cryptocurrencies.
Who is our Sherpa for the G20 summit?
Sir, it is Mr. Amitabh.
Why is he called a Sherpa and not a Kuli? Think? You can get it. What does Sherpa do? From where does the word come? Okay, think about it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Uma, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Go out, we'll call you back.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.